guys, in this video we're going to look at how we can solve linear and non-linear simultaneous equations. We're going to do two examples in this video. So the first thing we have to look at is how we solve this equation. Our hints are on the screen. When solving a linear and non-linear simultaneous equation, you'll substitute your linear equation into the quadratic equation, expand the brackets, prepare your equation so you can factorize the quadratic term, factorize to find two values of x, and then substitute your values for x into your linear equation to find your two values of y. Okay, let's look at those hints in terms of example 1. Solve the following linear and non-linear simultaneous equation. X squared plus y squared equals 25. And y is equal to x minus 7. So the first thing we need to do is identify which equation is quadratic or nonlinear and which equation is linear. If your equation has a power higher than 1 on the x or the y value, we call this our nonlinear equation. So in this case, x squared plus y squared equals 25 is our nonlinear equation or our quadratic equation. Our linear equation is the equation that has no powers on the x or the y. That's y is equal to x minus 7 in this case. Okay, so the first thing we do in this equation is take your linear equation and write it in terms of x or y. That means your equation should look like y is equal to everything else or x is equal to everything else. So you'll have an x or a y on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. In this case, it's already done for us. Y is equal to x minus 7. This means that x minus 7 is the exact same as y. So we can substitute this linear equation into our nonlinear equation. So wherever we see y in the nonlinear equation, we're going to substitute in x minus 7, as these mean the same thing. This gives us x squared plus x minus 7 squared equals 25. From here, we're going to expand the brackets and add together our like terms. So you're going to multiply everything out. The first thing I'm going to multiply out is my x minus 7 squared. Okay, let's do that separately. X minus 7 squared is the same as writing x minus 7 times x minus 7. Multiplying out these brackets gives us x squared minus 14x plus 49. Putting that into our equation, we get x squared plus x squared minus 14x plus 49 is equal to 25. We're now going to tidy up the equation a little bit. This means we're going to add together our like terms and prepare our equation for factorizing. X squared plus x squared gives me 2x squareds minus 14x plus 49 is equal to 25. To factorize our equation, i.e. to solve for our two values of x, we need our equation equal to 0. That means we bring everything over to the left-hand side of the equation. This leaves us with 2x squared minus 14x plus 49 minus 25 is equal to 0. Adding together our like terms, 49 minus 25 gives us 24. And we're left with the equation 2x squared minus 14x plus 24 is equal to 0. Once you have your quadratic equation, you can factorize this to find your two values of x. To factorize this, you can either use your trinomial method or you can use the quadratic equation. In this case, I'm going to use the quadratic equation. This states that x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. To solve for x using the quadratic equation, we label the coefficient in front of x squared as a, so a is equal to 2. B is the coefficient attached to the x, minus 14, and c is the coefficient with no x's, that's 24. Substitute these values into our equation, and we find that x is equal to 3 or 4. Now, once we find our values for x, we need to find our corresponding values for y. So we go back to our original equations. And we substitute our values for x into our linear equation to find y. So I now know that x is equal to 3. So in my linear equation, wherever I see x, I will write 3. This gives me y is equal to 3 minus 7. And solving for this gives me y is equal to minus 4. This means my x and my y values are 3 and minus 4. Now don't forget, when you're solving a linear and non-linear equation, you should have 2 values for x and 2 values for y. To find your second value of y, we take our second value of x, 4, and substitute it into our equation. That gives us y is equal to 4 minus 7. So y is equal to minus 3. Our coordinates are 4 minus 3. Okay, let's try that again.